Hi, hello everybody. My name is Rita Bord. I'm holistic health coach and I'm working with women on changing their lifestyle. I'm here at SunGates Center, SunGatesCenter.com, and I'm excited. Oh, one second, it's always happened. Oh, sorry. I'm watching, sorry, technical issues. I'm excited to introduce Dr. Nick Kuennen, who is a chiropractor practitioner. And we are talking today about pain, very, very interesting subject. Hi, Kuennen. Dr. Nick, how are you?
I'm good, Rita. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Great, super, very interesting subject today. Very painful subject, right?
Yeah, no kidding. No pun intended.
So guys, whoever is listening, whoever is live with us, you can ask questions in chat. So Doctor and me will try to answer them right away. So you have Nick, you have a sound somewhere on the back, maybe on your computer or somewhere else. No?
Yeah, I don't know.
No? Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Is it interfering on your
I
end?
kind of that's okay. I guess we can survive. If anybody listening us, can you say something? How is the sound? How is um you can kind of give us feedback, because we want this to be really interactive and pleasant for everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
I guess my first question, if you're ready, whenever you're ready.
Well, yeah. Now my cell phone is telling me low battery, so I'm just gonna grab a charger real quick. We had a little technical issue on our end, so I do apologize.
It's okay. It's happening sometimes.
Yeah, right. That's life.
Yeah,
This is
that
part of the presentation.
yeah. Dr. Nick is upside down. So
1 second. Sorry.
it's okay. I'm just gonna say a few words. Dr. Nick joined our center. He moved his practice. Wellness Source is at SunGates Center right now, and everybody welcome to visit Dr. Nick or SunGates Center for different events and classes, which we offer almost every day. And everything about our body, mind, the spirit, and balancing uh, our balancing. Balance is the key word. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So can you tell us more about your technique? It's very unique in, as we know, all the 300 practitioners in the United States, only 4 in Illinois. So it's something very unique and very special. Can you expand a little bit on it?
Yeah, absolutely. Network spinal analysis was created by a chiropractor. It is a spinal application technique, but it goes beyond the spine and the body. It's really about evolving the true authentic self so that we can live our most natural life possible, our true authentic self. And the topic tonight, pain, comes into relationship with that because oftentimes pain is misunderstood. And it is actually a compass trying to guide us to that perfect life, to that perfect self. That's why this talk is kind of being performed so that the listener and the public at large can start to understand their experience a little differently. And network spinal analysis is such an amazing application for people of all ages, young, old, strong, brittle. It doesn't matter. It serves them nonetheless.
Interesting. So, what really is uh, misunderstanding about pain or misreception
Yeah,
about pain?
misperceptions, absolutely. So often, if you ask 100 different people like why pain is happening, they'll tell you 100 different reasons, and they'll probably go into their stories about it. If you look at why people experience pain, they usually relate it to being a victim of some sorts, like something's being done to them, like somebody is attacking them on their own turf, or somebody's like breaking into their private security. Like, this shouldn't be happening. Why is this happening? Somebody help me. Some savior outside of myself needs to come swoop down and save me. If you look at beyond the victim, like sometimes it's genetics. Like, it's not my fault. It's family. It runs in my family. And sometimes people even identify with their condition. Like, and one thing I want to throw in is I want to expand the word pain to symptom, syndrome, condition, whatever somebody's experiencing. So just beyond pain, just so we're clear, sometimes people say, oh, I have neck pain or I have lower back pain. And they identify with that, or like I have cancer and everything that goes with that, or I have multiple sclerosis. And all of a sudden, like, there's this kind of context that they live within. And if they're not aware of that, they're limited by that. Or I'm an alcoholic, or I'm depressed, or I have depression. If we identify with the condition that we are quote unquote labeled with, it is very limiting in our ability to get the answers that we seek. And oftentimes we follow the normal course of treatment within the societal context that we find ourselves within.
I agree. I agree with you absolutely, because I see people when they, especially when they have something for long term, they really feel like they are this disease. This is right. There is no cure for it, and they kind of feel that they need to be pitied or be on the side of the victim. They are poor them. I have this disease, so everyone should be really kind. And I've seen it in my mom. Even though she is a fighter, oftentimes that when there is enough attention, she getting worse. So yeah, it is. It is.
Well, there's
what's happening.
there's a subtle relationship between myself and something that happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I view it as separate, it's over there and I'm over here, and
Exactly.
there's an invisible line that's drawn. And as soon as that happens, communication and understanding are out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as like something's happening to me, if it hurts, and we've been raised in a society that we're not supposed to feel pain or symptoms, all of a sudden it's like, oh man, you got to go to this guy, this girl, that girl, and they're going to fix you. They're going to resolve this. They're going to save you from your quote unquote problem. But no one ever takes the time to slow down and be like, well, wait, what is really going on here? Why is my body producing that? And that's why I want to extrapolate on a little bit further. If you look at all the different professions out there, and everybody has the right heart. Like, I believe that they really want to help people. If you look at the Western model, the Western medicine that we find ourselves in the United States, a lot of good-hearted people go into that profession trying to help people, but they cut things out of people. They burn them with radiation, or they use chemotherapy, or they use medication. It's all an attempt to help the person live or just feel a little bit better. But however, it's not the end answer. Like, no one ever continues the question, well, why is this happening? They just, oh, it happens. Take this medication for the rest of your life. I don't necessarily agree with that. Or if you look at like, even massage therapy, physical therapy, good-hearted people are trying to work out the muscles, rub the muscles, get rid of the pain, try to rehabilitate a joint. Chiropractic tries to unlock the nervous system. Most techniques are a force application, where we're forcing the body into a position, albeit specifically. But all those models are, in my mind, there's a missing piece to it. No one ever first asked to understand or investigate the life as to what had caused that.
So, do you think we can find the root of the pain somewhere in our emotions, or past behaviors, even sometimes past lives, or maybe karma? Is there a connection?
Well, it's a personal, individual journey, and and I don't claim to have all the answers, and I don't want to. That would take away the mystery of what life is. If you look at how beautiful life is, and the intelligence that has been bestowed upon us in this incarnation, in this body, innate intelligence is what is operating this. We are self-healing, self-regulating entities. We know exactly what to do, how to do. We eat food, we turn it into tissue. we walk up a flight of stairs, our blood pressure goes up, we start to sweat. Our bodies know exactly what to do and when to do it. So a lot of these approaches out there, they start to question innate intelligence.
Guys, meanwhile, you can definitely ask questions. Nick can go deeper inside on the connection between your emotions and pain, and maybe some symptoms, or where you have pain and why pain is there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the biggest misstep that I see every profession out there, including chiropractic, is that they never look to what was the cause. They always want to fix something. But the short-sightedness of that is that if we always are going for the fix, we're never actually going to the cause of it. Innate intelligence is always expressing perfectly 100% of the time with the energy it has available. So the question becomes, how do we get more energy? And it's not in the treatment, it's not in the solution, it's in finding out the cause. And once we remedy the cause, innate intelligence all of a sudden manifests and pulls in the needed energy to solve the issue. And now we're living, not only have we, quote unquote, solved the problem that we came to see, but we're living a more full, more expression self, a more authentic self. And that's why NSC is such a beautiful fit for that model, for that ideology, is because it's not trying to fix or get anything to go away. It's trying to honor the innate intelligence expression for what it is, unlock the disconnected energy, get it back inside. And then when that happens, the life and the body start to realign. It goes exactly where it needs to be. Because a spine that's out of place, a muscle that aches, even cancer, it's all by design. It's not a mistake. The body just doesn't have enough energy to express a higher level of existence. And the question becomes, well, what caused it in the first place? A lot of times people want to point the finger at medications or nutritional issues, but there's a big piece missing out there called mental emotional traumas that have happened now and in the past. And I'm not saying that this is the answer for everything, but it's an answer that is not investigated fully because no one really knows how to tap into that. And network spinal analysis can do that.
Beautiful. Interesting. You just mentioned emotions. There's so many that we live through, and from my experience, and you can actually maybe evolve on that too. If that happened during your treatment, when I go to Brazil, when I take people to spiritual journey to John of God, to spiritual hospital, there is a moments. There are moments after, especially if after spiritual intervention, talking about energy, that everything is energy. There is nothing happened beside the energy work.
Right.
People experience this kind of a clearing or cleansing moments when everything get worse first before it get better.
Absolutely. You got to heal it to feel it.
Right.
You have to heal it to feel it. Like our body, where the rubber meets the road between our soul and our life experience is our perception of life. And when we're stressed out, and stress is at an all-time high these days with physical, mental, chemical, and emotional stress, relationships, jobs, taxes, finances, all of that stuff bubbling and teeming to a boiling point, what happens to our nervous system is that it starts to produce anesthetizing hormones like norepinephrine, adrenaline, all these things that sedate our experience. So when we turn that off with healings from John of God in Brazil or any other practitioner in network spinal analysis, it switches that nervous system into a relaxed state, and all of a sudden now we can feel what's been going on. Otherwise, we've been kind of asleep at the wheel. We've just been anesthetized. If you look at somebody who's been attacked by a bear, let's say, God forbid, they don't feel the attack until hours later after they're out of that fight or flight response. And as soon as they come out of it, boom, you feel everything.
So that's the same thing referred to when people get into accidents, for example, and they kind of in the block states when they don't feel anything, and then over the sudden there is brain damage or something. I mean, God forbid, but something can be evolved, opened up later on when they actually get out of the even the hospital or emergency room, right?
Absolutely. And when that happens, the 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 preconceived notions about our experience are, we immediately jump to that it shouldn't be happening. We immediately jump to that, oh my God, something's wrong. We have to go take something or do something to suppress our experience. We want to live this high manic state all the time. But as we all know, you have to have a peak with a mountain, or a valley and a mountain. Like there's light and shadow. There's a duality, a dualistic nature to our life. And oftentimes we don't ever want to feel that or go there. And as soon as we buy into that, okay, you're going down the wrong path.
Mm-hmm. So there's a perfect world that word that I really like. It's called magic. Is there any magic happening in your practice when you treat people? There's over the sudden they opened up and they feel just the full release and there is no pain.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. And I don't claim to be a magician or do any of the magic. All I am is aligning myself with the intelligence and the magic that is inside every person on this planet. Our bodies, like I said before, know how to heal, know how to work. And if we can align ourselves to it, all of a sudden, magnificent results can be experienced. Like, for instance, one lady who has tried psychotherapy, talk therapy, group therapy, psychology, everything under the sun as far as to try to help collapse and heal her past. Every type of seminar, she laid down on the table, and the first time I did a light contact, a very specific contact on her spine. And what happened was she started to tap into her own gifts, and her body, her innate intelligence was wanting it so bad that she released emotionally for an hour on the table. And she got up after that hour, and her husband was consoling her. And she said she tried everything just to get that one release, and how thankful she was to get it. Mentally, emotionally. I'm sorry. I see it mentally, emotionally. I see it physically. Um, every which way, the body can heal. It wants to heal. It just needs the awareness and the energy and information in order to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree. There is so many magicians are not maybe not exist anymore. Who knows? But I think that every person is a magic to him or herself, because sometimes even changing the food or diet or
Or
just
thoughts,
that's the first thing that comes to mind.
right?
When we changed from negative to positive, that's what create the real magic in our
Right.
lives, and everything get into the place. Uh, that's can you give us maybe a few examples of correlation between the body emotions, or I mean connection between the pain in the body and why is it happening?
Yeah, absolutely. Really, some fantastic stories of that. If you look at the body, there's a lot of maps of the body. Like, every physiologist and anatomist have mapped out every nook and cranny to the body. Some other not as well known maps on the body. As the brain, spine, organ, cell chart. Every cell, tissue, and organ is controlled by your brain through your spinal cord. Reflexology, our entire body is mapped out on our feet, our hands, and our ears, and inside of our retinas. Look at the meridians. Every square inch of our connective tissue wires up for sound. Everything. So much is out there. So, like Eric Ruff and Louise Hayes are two pioneers in the field where different parts of our body have different resonance to different aspects of our life. Like, for example, knees. Left knee relates to the maternal archetype. Right knee represents the father figure archetype. Elbows represent freedom. Shoulders represent giving power away. All sorts of different things are represented in our body. And I really highly recommend looking into those avenues on yourself and getting those books and informing yourself on that.
Oh, you mentioned Louise Hay. She's amazing because beside the saying why the problem there in emotion that connect to is she's giving affirmations that we can really read and speak and go through in our mind, and really it's getting better. Uh,
Absolutely.
for example, all right, like just a practical example. You treated me with my neck issues. There is some pain in the neck. So you told me yesterday what it's connected to. When
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll go further into that. Just briefly, just a couple common areas of the body. If you look at the area, the base of the skull and the top of the neck, where that meets, and this is work done by Dr. Donnie Epstein, Dr. Dave Breitbach, two healers and leaders that I really look up to. And they've helped me understand and learn that tension in the base of the skull is related to our past, things that have happened to our in the past. And then when we project that into the future, tension spans down into C1. So now when there's tension between the base of your skull and the first cervical vertebrae at the base of your head, a lot of people get tension headaches there. A lot of people have neck pain there. They get all sorts of different things, ringing in the ears, earaches. That is projecting your past into the future. And when those two are at odds and there's tension there, we just can't imagine life, ourselves, or other people being any different. It's like a fixed reality, and we keep living into this fixed reality. And when we don't like what we see and we know it's always going to be there, it lowers our energy even further. And then we start to get even more into the gutter of stinking thinking and depressive thoughts. We get angry and irritable. By just unlocking and touching that area and just in putting a flashlight on that story, that poor story that we create, all of a sudden it gives us a chance to create something new, to experience something new. And with that excitement comes energy, and with that energy comes health and happiness. If you drop down further in the neck, the lower neck, a lot of people have pain there. That's related to the chakra of communication, expression of one's true self. Pain can be frustration or anger of lack of expression, something that you can't communicate or want to communicate. If you drop down to the lower back, typically the lower back is related to a lack of resources, or sometimes the sense of self is being overshadowed by your environment, like you have to do everything, or you're being unsupported, or there's no time for you. And that tension builds and lower back pain is produced. And this is all related and based upon fear and something that you're not getting or won't get, or you're afraid of getting. Something based in fear, worry, lack, and limitation.
So I've heard a lot that lower back pain is connected to finances
Yep.
and not enough resources to live in. Yeah, and there you go. Fear is following us everywhere. So, for example, I feel the lower pain, and I know I don't have financial support. So what would be your suggestion? How do I go for another job? Do I really work on my finances in order to my pain to go away in the lower back? What would I do?
Well, just like anybody, any pet, any kid, any person, they just want to be acknowledged. And what better way to acknowledge somebody is to be present with it, not make them wrong, touch, and just be with them. And that's a big way to overcome a lot of obstacles in health. So if you look at lower back pain, imagine that the spinal cord is running from your head down into your lower back, and there's only a finite distance that this spine can exist at. And when we have stress, we start to crunch and cripple forward, and it starts to bind that spinal cord up. So the worry at the base of the skull, the worry, fear, lack, and limitation, is expressed down in the lower back because it's stretching those nerves. So a lot of times people want to treat the lower back thing and it's a lower back issue, but it's like when you step on a dog's tail and it barks and you treat the mouth. The mouth is the lower back. The ultimate cause is you stepping on the tail. So it's you looking at life through a half and a full glass rather than, or a half empty glass versus half full. It's where those thoughts lie. So it's like, are you focusing on the bad and what you don't have, or are you focusing on the blessings and what you do have? And as soon as you switch that thought, that will give you more energy, and your body will respond accordingly. So you don't have to go out and win the lottery. You just have to really get your head realigned mentally and choose to focus on the things that you can. Visualize what you want. Don't visualize what you don't want. Touch and breathe into the areas that are getting your attention. If you just touch and breathe, all of a sudden you slow down mentally and you get more present. You're usually not in any danger in the present moment. The mind likes to think you are, but it's projecting the fear into the future. And if you keep doing that, you're going to meet it. However, get present, touch yourself, breathe into the pain. And if you do 5 or 10 minutes of conscious breathing while touching the area of concern, most likely it will remedy and satiate and quiet down because you're giving it what it wants. You're hearing the message behind the pain.
Well, it's very interesting. I know the breathing techniques is a huge thing, and like pranayama and stuff. Actually, I have another question for you.
Uh-huh.
Uh, what would you suggest for your clients, your patients, as a physical activity? Is there different? Usually, it's different activity for everyone. But is there something maybe in general that like yoga or tai chi or something that everybody can really do in order to eliminate the pain?
Well, anything that is in your highest joy, really getting in tune with that inner nurture, like what really excites you, what makes you happy, what the most pleasant, pleasurable feelings without detriment to somebody else. If you can do that and it's sustainable and it's not, costing you money, that because when you make your heart sing, the rest of your body comes with it. It harmonizes you and it gives you and it lifts you up. Tai Chi, like you mentioned, yoga, all that stuff is great. Um, you know, Focused breathing, present breathing, all that stuff is fantastic. It doesn't cost much money. There's free videos on YouTube, but follow your highest joy above all, and that'll lead you in the right direction. And just keep doing that.
Well, that's funny, but you're saying exactly what I I do saying, telling my clients, because I usually say keep searching until you find that really please you and give you the
Right?
most joy, because otherwise you won't stick to it. If you won't stick to it, you won't get any result.
Right.
So and
Keep going.
right, exactly. And maybe even walking is the best thing to do because that
Yeah.
doesn't require anything, just your legs, your desire to be outside, even in a weather like now. It's not really pleasant, but still at least 10-15 minutes
Like,
outside.
like
Yeah.
absolutely. Like all those things, Rita, like we're mentioning, whatever pulls you out of the future or the past and gets you in the present, gets you grounded in the here and now, is going to give you peace, is going to give you joy, is going to give you happiness. But our mind loves to go all over the place, and that is nightmare city. And our body follows suit because it drains us of energy. Anything that follows your highest joy, that keeps you here, will uplift your spirits.
Um, whoever is watching us right now, we have about 5 minutes to go. If you have any questions, you are most welcome to ask. Dr. Ken, he's very knowledgeable. Of course, you are welcome to come to SunGates Center and talk to Dr. Nick or any other practitioners. And it might be the light that can be open to any of the issues. It looks like you're holding your phone. It's not really convenient, right?
Yeah, well, the technical issues kept going, but I try to do my best.
Well, at least you won't experience any pain.
Right, right. I'm breathing into it.
Good, good. Sounds good. So maybe a few words at the end as we go into the end of our program right now to our viewers.
Yeah, just know that the answers are within you. You don't have to spend a lot of money, time, or effort trying to find it. There are amazing resources out there, and I can definitely get you in contact with those and point you in the right direction. The answer literally is within you and within your grasp. It's not outside of you. We need to pull ourselves into the present moment, look at what is good in our life, and build upon those, strengthen those. Let go of everything else. Yes, we all have problems, but if we dwell on them, they're going to grow. Where you put your attention, things grow. But thank you
Wow.
so much, Rita.
Great, very, very nice, very profound message. It's not our last, it's just the first program, and we're gonna go on for probably once a week or whatever life will allow us to do.
Yeah.
But subscribe to our channel so you can receive more information, and you'll get notification when we go live. So you can really ask questions. I think people are just listening. Thank you. Yeah. uh, that's nice. We're glad you've been listening, and we are open here at SunGates Center in Wheeling for you. We are working for you, and you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. See everybody soon.
I look forward to next time. Take care, everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Bye-bye.